You know, Adam was created in the Bible by God picking up a handful of dust and blowing out dust and breathing on the dust. And that's how Adam was created. And so that's why men, we like to get a little bit dirty. We like to get messy in what it is that we do outside. We don't mind getting messy. After God created Adam, he puts Adam in a very beautiful and lush garden. And then God puts Adam in a deep sleep and then pulls a rib from his side and creates woman. I mean, from the most vulnerable place, something that we need to protect. Our ribs are there to protect our internal organs. And so our ribs are there to protect us. And God takes a piece of it out in a garden, in a very beautiful place. And that just reminds us how we need to treat women. But there's a bigger, deeper issue here, okay? Because the first recorded emotions in the Bible were shame because they ate of the forbidden fruit that God asked them not to, and then fear. And so the first two recorded emotions in the Bible is shame and fear. And so many of us have issues that are going on in our life. And you see, because our deepest need is to be loved. Our deepest need as a person is to be loved. And the fear of rejection runs so deep in us. Maybe it's from being bullied in school or this or that, or whatever the spirit of rejection comes from. It's deep-seated inside of all of us, and we're all scared to death to be loved and to release and to expose this very emotional need that we need, especially as men. But one of our deepest fears is to be seen for who we really are. So we need to be loved, but we're so scared to show people who we really are. Well, what if they find out that I have this issue, or I have, you know, some kind of syndrome or disorder, or I don't want to tell them that. And so then really we get to this place where we can't go any deeper in our love. And that's why these small groups, Bible studies and book studies help out so many people, because you're able to release all of this stuff that's churning inside of you in a group setting. And so what is keeping you from the love of a friend? What is keeping you from the love, the true deepest love from your husband? What is keeping you from the truest, deepest love from your wife? It is our pride, and it is our ego self. James talks about it, and he says, wherever there is pride and jealousy, there is evil and disorder of every kind. What does he mean by jealousy and selfish ambition? What does that mean? That is your ego. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to let you know how I feel, because you didn't. And it starts this tit for tat war, and it just becomes an ugly, nasty environment to live in. And so the first recorded emotion in the Bible was fear. Did you know that fear was mentioned 365 times in the Bible? How awesome is that, to realize that that's not a coincidence, that was mentioned 365 times to remind us that every single day we're going to have some kind of fear that's going to pop up. Now, if you know that the rest of this year there's going to be fear that's going to continuously pop up in your life, but you also have shame and guilt and burdens from your past, can you see that equation ends in being rejected, that ends in divorce, that ends in relationships falling apart? We need to work to build on this stuff. And so this is why these volunteer groups are awesome, because you get to love on others. You get to release some of this stuff in a very healthy setting. We're going to pray. We're going to talk about awesome things. We're going to encourage you with the Word of God. And we're also going to do it for humanitarian and for good purposes. We're going to do it for some children. We're going to brighten up their school year as they begin. We're going to boost up their morale, okay? And so I want to encourage everyone today. If you missed out on this volunteer experience, I want to encourage y'all to look for the next one, because we're going to be coming with some more volunteer groups, some more opportunities for you to serve God